All right, RNC co-chair Lara Trump joins us now. Laura, good to see you. I want to start with the big news from later this afternoon. Robert Kennedy Jr. is going to head Health and Human Services. He's going to be in charge of the CDC, the NIH, that's Fauci's old arena, the FDA. This is a really big job. This is going to be a really interesting moment.
It's fantastic news for every single American, Rob. I think that this is why people came out overwhelmingly and supported Donald Trump. And Republicans, by the way, down ballot, because they saw the coalition that Donald Trump built around him. These are people who are not your common politicians. These are people who actually want to make great change, and change that's going to be really impressive and incredible for every single person in this country. And I think you've heard, we've always all heard about MAGA, but you also had MAHA throughout the course of this campaign that became a really big deal. Make America healthy again. And I think that's what RFK Jr. really connected with Americans when he went out and talked about constantly. People want this. I'm a young mom. I have 2 young kids. I don't want to think about feeding my kids food that could be poisoning them. I don't want to wonder if the things that we're doing now are going to later on have a negative impact. That's why he's there. He's there to clean it up, and it's no different than DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. This is going to be the most incredible 4 years coming up, starting January 20th. I personally can't wait, and I hope Americans are ready for the golden age, because that's what Donald Trump's going to deliver.
I think about all the New York friends. A lot of them are liberal that go to Europe and talk about how the food and I wasn't bloated, I didn't feel sick, and I come here and I eat all this crap. And I told them, I was like, vote Trump. Like, that's Kennedy's whole thing, is he's going to look at what we're eating. He's going to, somebody has got to get around. The big ag and big food is a huge lobby. They don't want people looking at the crap that they're putting on our diets. The fact that McDonald's is different in Europe and everywhere else than it is here in the United States, and we're just supposed to be okay with that. These are all the things that they're going to look at. I'm very excited about that. I want to change it up here for a second. I want to take a listen to this New York Times columnist discussing why he thinks even the bluest parts of this country, and we saw this in this election, some of the bluest states shifted dramatically towards Trump in this election. Here's why he thinks it happened.
The thing that surprised me least about the election was the sharp red shift in these big cities. Because if you just talk to anybody who lives in them, they are furious. And this idea that, like, oh no, the economy is actually good, or crime is actually down, or this is all just Fox News, like, shut the up with that. The sense of disorder rising, right? Not just crime, but homeless encampments, trash on the streets, people jumping turnstiles in subways, crazy people on the streets. You just talk to people and they're mad about it.
The quality of life is terrible in big blue cities, and people have realized that.
Yeah, look at Miami-Dade County, Rob. It turned red. That's why people came out and voted for Donald Trump. Look, I think there was this feeling across the country that the mainstream media, the legacy media, was missing, which was there was like a palpable heaviness and concern growing everywhere in America, even in these deep blue cities. And people were saying, I don't know how I can afford my life. I don't know how I'm going to continue to feel safe in the streets of my city. This is trending in the wrong direction for me, and we need to have a change. Otherwise, I don't know what happens after this. We were on the verge of World War III. Technically, we still are, but Donald Trump is already brokering peace in the Middle East, even though he's not officially president of the United States yet. But that's what drives people out to vote. It's not about talking about, DEI stuff, wokeisms. That's so 10 years ago to people. People don't want that. That's not what is going to impact their life. But whenever their day-to-day life is getting worse and they see somebody out there actually talking about how to fix it, that makes you want to change and vote for that person. And by the way, what we saw happen in New York, in New Jersey, in Virginia, in even California, Rob, was incredible. The lead that Democrats traditionally have on Republicans was slashed in half, if not more. You had, several tens of thousands of votes separating Donald Trump and Kamala Harris in states like Virginia and in New Jersey. If it trends in this direction over the next 4 years, I don't know that Democrats are going to win any more elections going forward.
I think we're watching a lot of these lefty Democrats starting to move a lot more to the center. We've got examples of that we're going to show you coming up later in the show. I think it's interesting to listen to John Fetterman these days. It's like they all see what's coming, and all of a sudden, they're going to have to shift. If they want to win again, they're going to have to shift dramatically. Lara Trump, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.